Yes.
Crumbs commentary.
It's so funny. What? Okay, so we're recording.
Awesome. So how does it feel? Do you hope you get picked today from the patch? Wait,
I'm
this
so
is
juicy.
this is a perfect analogy for Tinder discussions
Oh my God, it is, except I
because
don't want to get picked.
and there's rotten fruit everywhere.
Everywhere. And I'm just a tiny little fruit. I'm not gay. This is the first time we've ever been strawberries. And
Yes.
so this is
Loving it. Taking it all in.
oh my God. Okay.
Ooh.
So Tinder update before we get into the love fest that is Sweet Magnolias.
Yeah,
Tinder update.
we have to talk about the harsh realities of romance before we dive into the fluffy fake world of
Cotton
idealized
candy.
romance.
You
Yeah.
just have a crush on your son's baseball coach, and he has a crush on you, and he's not some loser. He used to be a famous like baseball player, and he's like very attractive, and like, yeah, that's not happening. So let's see, I swiped on a bunch of people, and by a bunch I mean 5, which for me is a lot because the pickings are slim.
The fruit is not ripe.
That's the nicest way to say it, other than this fruit is toxic.
It's been sprayed with too many insecticides.
It is full of pesticide and worms.
Somehow simultaneously.
Somehow simultaneously, like the pesticide didn't work and it's full of worms. And you're just like, what happened here? That's the state of Tinder.
Burn it all down and just replant from the beginning. All right, so five dudes or 5 people.
Yeah, 5 dudes. So one of them is a guy who I've gone back and forth with, who I've tried to set a boundary with of just like, I don't think right now, maybe ever, no. like, and I thought I did a pretty decent job because he was like, hey, no need to apologize, like take care of yourself and what you need, I'll be here. And generally when someone says that, you don't expect to hear from them a week later, right? Right.
Under ordinary social decorum, yes, you would not expect to hear from them a week later.
Okay, but that was Friday, and now this is Thursday.
Oh boy,
Hope you're
not even a
doing
full
well,
week.
or at the very least, a little better. The algorithms have been working pretty decently, and I've managed to escape the endless steamed hams videos that I used to get recommended and found some fun comedians.
Ham, girl.
Family pack ham.
Is there context that I'm missing here?
No?
Why are we talking about ham?
He also capitalized steamed hams. So is that like a brand? Or is that formal?
Ham and strawberries don't go together, bro.
Ew.
People watching this may be thinking, well, Violet, you didn't directly say I'm not interested, thanks but no thanks. But people need to understand
I'm not trying to
there's
get
a reason
murdered.
for that.
I'm not
Yes,
trying to get murdered.
it is a fine line that it's a delicate balancing act that women have to conduct on these dating apps of, hey, not trying to get murdered, also not trying to go out with someone I don't like, also not trying to be rude.
I don't want to lead anybody on.
Right, exactly. You have to balance all of these things at the same time. And so it is much harder than it sounds.
Right. You can't just be like, don't contact me again. Because that's how you get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Anyway, so I didn't respond to that. There are other guys. So that's a good, like, you can't tell who it is. I was like, hey, he, this is the funniest series of questions I've ever gotten. Okay. First, it's if you were granted 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Then, do you have any hobbies or activities you enjoy?
Do step class? It's making my head spin how many activities we can do. So many activities!
What are some of your favorite things to cook or bake? Then, what are some of your goals for the future?
I see his questions and I raise several questions.
Then, do you
Oh,
have
wait,
any
there's
kids or
more.
pets?
Oh,
He's like running down a checklist, I think.
wait. Okay. Unless that I'm completely misremembering how online dating works, isn't this all shit that you can easily find in somebody's profile?
Yeah, it actually says I have no kids and 1 cat in my profile. So, but anyway, he's like, do you have any kids or pets? And he says, I have a cat and I don't have any kids either. And I just like liked that message because like I know. And then
It's
he
all
says,
there.
do you know your Chinese zodiac? What I want to focus on here is the priority of the question.
Baking is more important than whether or not you have and want children.
And more
mean,
important
I
than
don't
what are
hate
some of
it.
your goals for the future, but then also make sure to get in that question about Chinese zodiac. That's real important. Also, like his future goals are just finish my art projects and get my black belt in judo. And I was like, okay. Are these critical things to know before going
I,
out?
I'm not liking CJ's odds.
And then he was like, do you want to go out sometime? And I was like, okay, sure. Cause like, here's the thing. No obvious red flags. Just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, when are you available? And I'm like, I'm usually available weekends and some like afternoons and evenings, right?
Mhm.
Perfect. He says, I'm often free on weekends as well. I do have to work this weekend, however, maybe next weekends, or maybe perhaps something during the week if you'd prefer.
I this is okay. This is a problem that I have faced, and this it's basically what I'm trying to say is it's not specific to the dating world. What is people's aversion to just picking a fucking date and a fucking time and asking if it works, especially when you have already given your general availability? What is so hard about being like at 2 o'clock or at 4 o'clock? Which one of those works for you? Like, oh my God.
Also, I don't care this much,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you so far have given me like an interrogation or like an entry survey. And
Yeah, and
then when you're like, okay, you want to go out? And I'm like, yeah, here's general availability. And you're like, let me make this a little more complicated. Why? Just tell me like next Thursday, next Friday. I don't know.
it's it's some sort of learned helplessness slash wanting you to be their mother and
I'm not going to be
set
the
their schedule.
coordinator. I'm
Right.
not the coordinator.
You shouldn't have to do all of that labor because it is. It's like it's
Yeah.
labor to have to create the plans, set the date, set the time. Like somebody do the bare minimum here.
Hello, I already answered all your questions and I gave availability. If you want me to plan it, if you're like, hey, I'm super busy, but like, let's get coffee next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Cool. I will then give you a time and day. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're just like, I'm usually free on weekends, but I'm busy this weekend, maybe next weekend, maybe, dude, maybe. Bye.
Yeah.
Also, this sounds mean, but like the number of times I've gotten to this stage with men and it like almost never results in a date, even though I'm like, yeah, totally, let's go out.
Women are too picky. They don't want to go out with anybody. Oh, all right. Well, in the words of the early aughts MTV dating show, next.
I don't know if I like shopping as much as you.
Well, that's fine. Everybody has their own hobbies.
Might be a little much. I'm gonna have to say next.
Don't worry, I'm tough.
Nobody gets that reference.
Oh my God. Maybe Gen Z won't, but there are some millennial friends out there that will get it. Let
So
us know
yeah.
in the comments. Have you seen MTV's Next?
Do you want to? We'll cover it.
We can, and you know what? Maybe if we drum up enough excitement about it, they'll reboot it. And who
Oh,
wouldn't want to
stop.
see that?
Don't. Why are you putting that in the world?
I'm putting that into the universe.
We're
Do with
not
it what you
here.
will.
We're not here to do evil.
Okay, fair.
We're
I don't
not
think there's
Google.
a way to. I don't think there's. Careful.
I
YouTubers
know
don't
they're
go to
listening.
Google. I don't think there's a way to reboot that show and have it not be mean-spirited, because the nature of the show is you said something I don't like, go away.
Dude, all those dating shows from that time are horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, you should never have dated any of those people. If your significant other was willing to go on a dating show in the 90s, you need to run.
I think if anyone is willing to go on a dating show in the 2020s,
That's true.
run. That's like a universal constant.
That's true. I can't imagine, like, those did sound bad. Like, I used to watch Singled Out. I'm
Mhm.
embarrassed to say.
No, don't be. So did I.
Which was just like, we found these 3 like men outside. Would you like to date one of them? I'm pretty sure that's what they did. They were like, we found that. Yeah, they literally went outside and they were like, do you want to be on TV?
Okay.
Yeah. And then they would answer, I think it was like person B, if we were on a date and someone tried to mug us, what would you say? And then they would like have to give an answer off the cuff to something. And she'd be like, I don't know if I feel safe.
The right answer was nunchucks. And you just said that you'd use your fists. And I like a man who uses nunchucks.
That's exactly what that show was like.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I guess I'd rather do that. That's like a half day of your time compared to reality dating shows now.
Yeah. That's true. You have to live in a house, be in this bubble that we are learning more each day about how toxic those environments are. So I mean, I'm not blaming the folks that get involved because no one deserves that treatment, but it's like as we get more information, it's really baffling to me how they are able to get away with this.
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't sound good about like come live in an above ground cave and we will give you all the alcohol you want with just a bunch of like desperate singles all around who you can't
Oh, and I hear you. I hear what you're saying, that you're hungry and thirsty, but here's some tequila. I think the
champagne
tequila will
is mostly water.
right? There's calories in it. Stop saying you're hungry.
And like we're only making fun because it's so ridiculous.
Yes, we're making fun of the folks who are perpetrating this because what the it's like a cartoonishly evil.
It really is. And especially when you think about like at least the other shows, they're in houses with windows and light and night and day, but something like Love is Blind, apparently they're really in like caves.
It nightmare fuel, truly.
Like they just sit in those cubicles for like 20 hours a day and talk to people. So it's no surprise that that one woman fell asleep.
Right? And I saw something about how even the beds are like these really cheap, uncomfortable, like bunk bed type
God.
situations. And it's like, I know that maybe some folks are thinking, oh, that sounds like a kind of petty thing to complain about. But no, it's not when you're talking about fucking Netflix, the amount of money that they have. Give them a comfortable bed to sleep in. My God.
Yeah, I don't. I've been reading about that because we're in, you know, the time of strikes and all of this is coming out about how like people like their foreign language shows don't get residuals.
Do I cancel my streaming subscription? What do I do? Here's the answer. Neither the Writers Guild nor SAG-AFTRA is calling for a consumer boycott right now. Instead, we're asking people to do 3 things. 1, post on social media, boost our message, say you stand with us. Number 2, follow our strike rules. Do not do the work of a striking writer or actor. That's called scabbing. We have facts on our websites that explain exactly what we're asking of non-members and what work we're asking them to refrain from. And finally, and most importantly, donate to the Entertainment Community Fund. This is an incredible nonprofit that supports writers, actors, and any crew member who needs help paying their rent or their medical bills. Every dollar you donate there will go to a writer, actor, or other entertainment worker in need. That helps us stay on this picket line longer, and that helps us win. We are so grateful to all of you for your support. Thank you so much. And remember, until the strike is settled, there will be no acting and no writing.
Oh my God. Every day something new and horrific comes out about the policies or behaviors, whatever you want to call it, that have been going on for years.
The entertainment industry, yes.
Yeah, and that's, I guess that's another kind of side benefit of the strikes, is that it's making public all of the shit. I think lots of people assume, oh, writer, like you're a writer for Hollywood, you must be rich, you must be
I mean,
super
they
well
used
off.
to make good money.
Yeah.
Not great money compared to like the money that's being made in profit at the top. Yeah,
But a livable wage, probably.
Right. And I mean, now, nobody makes a livable wage for anything unless you're literally an executive at like some evil soul-sucking corp, I feel like.
I'm begging you. Please, just name your price.
Tell me you want it.
I want it.
Tell me you need it.
I need it.
What do you need?
I need the global streaming rights to Gilmore Girls.
Especially in entertainment. But yeah, I know we have such a love-hate relationship with entertainment where it's like it is the thing that we need for our souls to like keep going, but the business around it is trash. So much trash, all trash.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally making content about it. We love the trash. We love trash when it comes to the plot and the actual
We love
mechanics of a
fictional
show.
trash.
Yes,
Yeah.
fictional trash. But then it's always built on top of a heaping mound of real trash that we can't make
And I
light
feel
of.
like we have to differentiate. Like we use trash, it's just like a word we use for everything. Just it's an adjective, it's a verb, it's a noun, like it's it's everything. But like the trash we like on TV is like, oh, that mean woman in the grocery store is like staring at Maddie because she like kissed the baseball coach. We like that kind of trash.
If I may, the fictional trash, let's call it the compost. It fits with our little theme here.
It does actually, and it provides the perfect callback to what I think is one of your worst branding ideas ever, and that is saying something because you're really good at branding.
Uh-oh. What is it? I forget.
Originally, when we first started talking about this, you talk about what to call either your fans or yourselves as fans of something, right? And we were like, what would we call fans of Sweet Magnolias? Do you remember this?
I don't remember what I said.
Oh my God. Okay.
I just say things.
Because I think I said like a hummingbird or like something that, goes with magnolias. And you said mulch.
Hey, mulchies. Hey, gross piles of manure. Welcome back.
Hey, topsoilers.
Hey, Miracle Grow.
It
Not
was
sponsored.
just so shocking because what?
Okay. As a metaphor, it makes sense because mulch is what supports and helps Sweet Magnolias grow. They are the foundation. They hold the nutrients. They can help decide if another season of magnolias will grow.
What? What?
I don't know.
The mulch is deciding this?
Well, okay. If fans are very receptive to a show, I can't even continue because my fellow strawberry is laughing.
There's also something here about like in it, right? Like
Which, okay, no, that actually does work, right? Because if people on a show, that's sometimes if people hate watch it enough, it can get another season. Like, listen, we still don't even know if The Idol is getting a second season. So I think that proves my point. All right, comment down below. Do you want to be called Mulch? Yes, no, maybe.
we are mulch. It's so threatening too. Like I'm just imagining a t-shirt that's like we are mulch and you just see even 5 of those people and you're like, "Oh shit.
Jot that down, merch idea.
We are the mulch. We are the mulch." Like if the show ever gets canceled, we're going to show up to Netflix headquarters and that's what we chant. And people are like, "What are they?"
People are fighting for fair wages, and then there's just like a small group being like, "What about Sweet Magnolias? What about Sweet Magnolias?"
So yeah, that was our very extended Tinder opening because I mean, you think you're going to talk about it for 5 minutes and then all of a sudden you've been ranting about Tinder for so long.
If I may, about to make a pun, prepare yourselves. The source material is just too juicy.
Ah.
No?
I mean, yeah, but also then you're like juicy Tinder.
They're gonna applaud me in the comments for that one. I know they are.
Hey girl, you want some juice?
Oh.
I got
Okay,
that juice for you.
It's ruined. It's ruined. I
That's
relent.
exactly.
I surrender.
Hey girl, you got that juice. You got that good juice. You got that juicy juice.
T-minus 2 days until C messages that to you.
I was about to say this is the next like Cardi B song.
Yeah.
You got that juicy juice.
Ugh.
Like my strawberry.
Okay. You want